McLaren is responsible for some of the most brutal supercars out there. Although they failed to hit the mark with the MP4-12C, everything else that followed was absolutely worthy of taking the fight to Maranello. With the LT's resurrection, things went south and McLaren was finally back with fire-breathing supercars that became the poster cars of recent times. Right now, McLaren is back in the news for the latest 750S. Although it looks almost identical to the outgoing 720S, the 750S packs a lot more tech and is lighter and faster than before. Sounds like yet another mid-engine supercar benchmark from Woking. Definitely. So, here are 10 awesome things about the McLaren 750S that you should know. 10. The McLaren 750S deploys a 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 to develop 740 HP. Powering the latest supercar from Woking is a 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine that puts out a staggering 740 horsepower and 588 lb-ft of twist to the rear wheels alone. These numbers result in a 0 to 62 miles per hour time of just 2.8 seconds, with a 0 to 124 miles per hour time of 7.2 seconds. The gearbox of choice is a 7-speed sequential shift unit that uses a high-performance nickel alloy used in F1. It is absolutely mental that the 750S is actually more powerful than McLaren's own P1 engine without the hybrid assistance, 737 horsepower. 9. The McLaren 750S is 66 pounds lighter than the 720S. McLaren has gone through a rigorous engineering exercise to cut down as much weight as possible in the 750S. A 10-spoke ultra-lightweight forged alloy wheel, carbon fiber shelled racing seats, lighter rear wing, new central exhaust stainless steel exhaust system, and cutting-edge chassis construction methods and components help McLaren achieve a weight target of 2,815 pounds, dry, making this 66 pounds lighter than the 720S. 8. The 750S uses the same 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 from the 720S. Yes, this is the same engine that powers all other McLaren cars, including the P1. The 8,500 RPM M840T 4.0-liter unit is mounted low and features a flat plane crank, dry sump lubrication, lightweight connecting rods, and an electronically controlled wastegate for the maximum amount of power. This engine also makes use of lightweight pistons from the 765 LT, which reduces inertia mass and helps the engine rev faster to its redline. 7. The McLaren 750S sets the benchmark for supercars. With a dry weight of 2,815 pounds and a power output of 740 horsepower, the McLaren 750S comes with the segment-leading power-to-weight ratio of 587 HP per ton, making it the fastest car in its segment, which comprises the Ferrari 296 GTB as well. The McLaren still uses an archaic V8 engine and makes this much power without any assistance or electrification. In a way, this also makes the 750S the most visceral supercar you can buy today. 6. The McLaren 750S gets a ton of tech. For 2024, you get the McLaren Control Launcher, MCL, that debuts on 750S. It is a tech on board that helps the driver configure bespoke settings such as aerodynamics, handling, powertrain, and transmission settings. The 750S also features a new central infotainment system and a new surround view camera system. 5. McLaren has equipped the 750S with its latest suspension tech. The 750S gets a completely revised suspension setup and geometry for better dynamics. The front track is 6 mm wider and the new dampers are 2 kg lighter than before. Speaking about the dampers, McLaren is now using PCC3, a novel suspension that combines passive coil springs and active dampers with a hydraulic roll circuit instead of anti-roll bars. The aim is to make the 750S handle better than the 720S. 4. The McLaren 750S features kit from McLaren hypercars. First and foremost, the 750S gets an upgraded brake system with monoblock front calipers, 390mm rotors, a brake booster, and a vacuum pump, all inspired by the epic McLaren Senna. The supercar also features F1-inspired integrated caliper cooling for the best braking performance. Furthermore, the 750S also gets central exit exhaust, which has been borrowed from the P1. It is not the exact exhaust, but the idea is the same. It should make a racket and maybe shoot some blue flames. 3. The McLaren 750S comes loaded with new optional extras. Some of the interesting options available if you have the means are lightweight carbon fiber racing seats, Pirelli P0 Trofeo R tires, and lightweight titanium wheel bolts. There's also a new Bowers & Wilkins sound system if you ever get bored by the V8 soundtrack, highly unlikely, and a McLaren extended warranty that will even cover for up to 15 years. 2. The McLaren 750S features a driver-focused cabin. The cabin layout is similar to the 720S, but it now features subtle updates along with a new infotainment system. Other highlights include slim A-pillars, a new instrument cluster and interface that moves with the steering column, and active dynamics functions on either side for maximum focus on driving. And as with every McLaren, the steering wheel is simple, devoid of any switches, because McLaren likes it that way. 1. The McLaren 750S comes with an updated lift kit. Another interesting addition to the McLaren 750S over the 720S is the uprated lift system. The new system can raise the front of the supercar in just 4 seconds, compared to 10 seconds of the 720S. This is a great addition as the front end and the lip is the most vulnerable component in a supercar, and with the 750S you can tackle speed breakers without, well, breaking into a sweat.